Welcome to week 8. So this week we are going to do something different. We will do a menu of items, and what I want to do is cook during the weekend and then share it with you every day. So I have baked a bread, and so we'll use that as part of the menu as we as we go through the week. When you do a menu, you need to think about a theme, and this week we'll do a Moroccan theme. So Morocco is all about chickpeas, cinnamon, lamb, a lot of lamb, fish. So that's what our menu is based around. To go with the bread, we will do chickpeas, eggplants, fish, some lamb, desserts with some dried fruits, fish balls, and some kebabs. One of the other things that you will see in this week is me using harissa a lot, which is basically a chili paste that comes from Morocco. So that's what our aim is for this week. So we will shoot during the weekend, and then we'll share every day 1 or 2 dishes throughout the week. Continuing with the theme of this week, the first dish I have here is a tagine of chickpeas. I don't have a tagine, but I will be using a cast iron pan for this. So for this we have onions, we have a little bit of sugar, allspice, cumin, coriander, cinnamon, some paprika, some harissa, some ginger powder, garlic, some turmeric, and some herbs. So we have 2 types of herbs here, so parsley and cilantro. So we'll finish it off with those, and then some tomatoes. So that's what the chickpea is about. It's going to be spicy and really flavorful. So that's our first dish for this week. I have a cast iron pan heating over medium-high heat, and I'll add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and to this I'll add the onions, some salt, and some pepper, and I'll add the sugar to help it brown, help the onion brown. Let the onions sweat a little bit, and then we will add the garlic and the spices. The onions have sweated and it's translucent, so at this point we will add the garlic, the chopped garlic, and the spices. So this is turmeric, cinnamon, cumin, allspice, smoked paprika, it's already smelling beautiful with the spices. The spices are blooming. So, and then the harissa paste. This is the chili paste from Morocco. So let it cook for just a minute. At this point we'll add the tomatoes. It's a can of tomatoes. You can certainly use fresh tomatoes if you want. I like the canned tomatoes. Use the canned tomatoes here is because it gives it a beautiful color, and then one of the elements of the canned tomato is that they are picked and canned during the ripe season, so prime season. So it's a good use, and really it's cheap. So you can use this. So we'll let it cook for a few minutes. This is going to be a quick dish because the chickpeas are already cooked, so it shouldn't take that much time. We'll add the chickpeas and the juice of the chickpeas, and it will certainly thicken up the dish. We'll add the chickpeas at this point. So this is a 29 ounce can of chickpeas. So we'll let it come to a boil, and then we will reduce it. We really don't want as much liquid, so it's more of a dry dish. Certainly requires salt. The spices are really coming through. The seasoning is correct now. So let it come to a boil, and then we'll simmer it for about 10 minutes to reduce the liquid. We'll simmer it uncovered, and then we'll add the herbs in the end. The chickpeas have come to a boil. So we'll reduce the heat and then let it cook for about 10 minutes. The chickpeas are done. So at this point we'll add the herbs. So this is parsley, and this is coriander, and we will shut off the heat. That's it. There you have it, chickpeas Moroccan style. So the next dish that we'll cook is the eggplant. Continuing with our theme of the weekend menu, the second dish that we're going to show you is eggplants. And we'll serve these with caramelized onions. And this is again, like the first dish, this is Moroccan. So for this, what we'll do is I have cut the eggplants and oiled them with olive oil, salt and pepper. We'll put it under the broiler. I don't have a grill, so I'll put it under the broiler for about 20 minutes. So the broiler heats up at around 550 degrees Celsius. 550 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll put this for about 15-20 minutes. We'll check in about 10 minutes to make sure that it's not burning, and then we'll take it out. How we'll serve it is with caramelized onions. So we'll boil these onions and then we'll cook it in these spices. So we have ginger powder, allspice, some cinnamon, some saffron, and I've soaked them in water, some olive oil, and to finish it off we'll use some water and basically cook it. Let's put this on the grill under the broiler, and then let's cook the onions. I have the water boiling, and then I cut these onions into wedges. I kept the root intact so that this doesn't fall apart. So what we'll do is we'll put these onions into the water and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. So we'll cover it and then lower the heat and let it simmer for 5 minutes. Onions have been simmering for about 5 minutes. So we'll drain this and then let it cool for a little bit and then cook the sauce. I have a pan heating on low heat. So I'll add the olive oil and the spices. So this is the ginger powder. This is the cinnamon and the allspice, and also the saffron that has been soaking in water. And then cook this for a few minutes before putting in the onion. So you want to cook this in low heat because we don't want anything to burn. It's just let it bloom in the oil and the water. This is giving a beautiful aroma of the cinnamon and the allspice. The spices are ready, so I'll increase the heat to about medium and then add the onions that we boiled. And be careful not to break it. And then, so this is about a tablespoon of honey. So that will help the onions caramelize. And then we're going to put 1.5 cups of water and let this simmer for about 45 minutes to help the onions caramelize. In that time, the water would have evaporated and the onions will be beautifully caramelized with all the spices and the honey that we put into this mixture. There you have it. the Moroccan eggplant with caramelized onions. So very simple, just grilling the eggplants or broiling the eggplants in this case, and then cooking or caramelizing the onions and then putting it together. Simple, tasteful dish.